Dear listeners and viewers, welcome back to our series 7 Minutes with Viseven, the podcast where we meet with our specialist colleagues. I have a big honor to welcome our portfolio customer success manager, Daryna Khomina. Daryna, first of all, how are you?
Doing well. I'm right back from my vacation, so it's a bit tense and I'm a little bit sad that it's over, but it's fine to be back again.
We would like to know what kind of strategies do you use to ensure this clear communication, with clients, with colleagues, but especially with handling this complex and in our company mostly technical topics.
hmm Yeah, sure. I would say it's not that somehow I have kind of a checklist of things to follow with each customer because, of course, all people are different from like multiple
Mhm.
perspectives. But first of all, and my very simple advice would be just to be like responsive, not in terms just to respond to the email or to the message in Teams, but to really be responsive, especially if these are some kind of technical issues. So just try to imagine a person having like some kind of a stumbling, in the system, and they don't know what to
Mhm.
do. And you may also not know what to do, in this situation, which is quite natural for a non-technical person. But what
Mhm.
is important is to really make the customer feel that you are around, that you hear them, that you understand that they have this problem, and that you are on it. Yes, that you are trying to resolve it. So even if it takes you more time, and you see that the team also takes time to somehow understand how to resolve the issue, still just keep the client aware that you don't forget him. Nobody forgets him. He
Mhm.
is being taken care of. So that's the most, I think, important thing which I noticed during my work as a customer success manager, that they really want to be heard, understood,
Mhm.
and like cared for, even if it takes time, even if it's not so smooth. They should be aware of what's going on like behind the scenes. And another advice would be to keep your message like as simple as possible. Um, and it can be reached like in different ways. So first of all, it should be structured. It shouldn't be a flow of consciousness. Nice. I mean, sometimes I have it. Like I notice it myself that I can just go a bit too far.
Oh
But you
yeah,
need
I
to
know it.
really like structure it, in order to keep it concise and understandable. And the person having like lots of tasks on the table during the day should be able to address it like quickly, following your instructions, or I don't know, a piece of information that you share.
How to kind of deal with this like most common mistakes and what are they, and how they can be avoided.
Yeah, if talking about the seven, so since we are working with really like technical solutions, a big mistake would be to really overload the client with some technical details that they don't need to know, and they don't want to know, and they don't even want to see these technical things in front of their eyes. So I would say that in this case, we should use like simple language. Sometimes, for example,
Mhm.
I do have some technical problems, some bugs happening in the projects or anything, and the client is asking for explanation. And I know that they won't understand it, but they really need an explanation for some reason because they pay money. They want to know about the status of the project, why something is wrong. So, and then you just really need to kind of guide the client as a child. Sometimes I really like bring
Mm,
pictures and try to draw schemes or something like this.
can imagine.
Yeah, just to kind of try and explain in simple language. So that's a very common mistake. Another thing which is really common is like ignoring the context and then ignoring this, a tinge of like personal touch. Sometimes, like even between the lines, the client can mention something personal, and there is probably the reason why the client is doing so. So I try to pay attention to these like personal things, like for example, some kind of like family questions, or maybe there is something about I don't know, like traveling, vacation, whatever. So that's a really nice opportunity to build a relationship and to show that you are a person, not a robot. Yeah, so you're ready to communicate about.
How then you would adapt like communication style to deal with the different types of these communications? Like you already said something, but maybe you can add a little bit more.
Mhm. Yeah, sometimes I would say most of the time. We're dealing with non-technical clients, yeah, because these are like
Mm-hmm.
marketing people, these are business people, and of course, in this case, we're trying to kind of adapt our communication to be as like less technical as possible, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and even having this human conversations about like nothing actually. Yeah, this is very important. I mean. But if talking about the technical clients, so this can be like really tough guys who don't have time for all of this chit chat or anything. So they're super busy all the time. They're trying to understand things, and in this case, of course, it's not easy to first of all provide quick response, just because the person as a CSM can just not possess this next level of.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So in this case, it's really important to like when you see the question to quickly understand if you can provide the answer or not. So if you can, then the action plan would be to provide a very concise reply, but that can be technical. That can even be something like a link to the technical documentation, a link, something simple but like
Mm-hmm.
quick to understand for this technical person. But if you don't have this knowledge, so then that's that's a bit more difficult situation. In this case, you can either commit to some kind of a deadline when you can provide the technical answer from the team, yeah, while you are searching, while you are consulting the technical guys and so on, or like a simple alternative. Of course, if you agree with the technical person on your side, would be just to redirect the person, the
Mm-hmm.
technical person.
Daryna, thank you so much for committing the time to be with us today. It was a pleasure to learn the things that you can share and spend time with you. So I hope you will have an amazing day and amazing day for all of our listeners and viewers. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.